Graduate student Tate Hallock. Tate, the Broncos gave up 0 points on defense in the second half. What did you guys do at the halftime to adjust to Michigan State's offense?
We were just having fun. We came in a little tense, but second half we were like, let's just go have fun. Let's just be ourselves. Let's just be the defense we know we can be, and that's what we did. We had fun, and we had a shutout in the second half. That's all you can ask for.
You were able to get one final game here at Spartan Stadium. Just what does it mean for you to not only have that game, but come away with arguably the play of the game for Western Michigan in that pick six?
Oh yeah, I mean, how else would you rather go out the last play at Spartan Stadium for me? I mean, I spent 4 years here, and the best 4 years of my life, to be honest with you. I love every single one of those players over there that I know. I talked to them after the game, and I just love this place so much, and I bleed green no matter what. So ending like that was awesome. Still mad we didn't win the game, but yeah, if I'm going to take it any other way, that's an amazing way to end my story here.
Not the result you guys were hoping for, but just some things to take away. Again, obviously that strong second half, and just ways that you guys can try and build and keep moving forward from here.
Yeah, very excited. Going into week 2 playing North Texas, we have to keep that just have fun mentality. Just go around, fly around, and knowing guys are going to do their jobs. I can't wait till next week.
Defensive line really found its groove in the second half as well. From back in kind of the safety position, what did you see that they were doing?
Yeah, guys working together. You saw Dame Tucker. I told you guys from the start, Dame Tucker is going to be that guy, and he was that guy. No, I don't think anybody can block him, to be honest with you. So I can't wait till the rest of the guys get along, and Dame keeps doing his thing. It makes our jobs way easier.
As a secondary, you guys were breaking in a lot of new pieces tonight. How do you feel about, you're kind of the experienced veteran of how guys handled the moment and the sort of, not the maybe playing football part, but communications, getting calls, being on the same page, and just that kind of aspect of it?
Oh, yeah. The 4 guys that rotated in today, we're all best friends. We hang out off the field, so communication just comes easy to us, to be honest with you. I love every single one of those guys, Joey, Micah, and Jaden Lyles. They're literally my brothers. And so that stuff comes easy, and I wouldn't want to play with 3 other safeties.
And then for you guys, as you kind of move into next week, what are some things already that you're maybe thinking about that we need to carry over, that even, it wasn't a great performance as a whole, but you shut out in the second half of what can you kind of carry over into next week?
Literally just that shutout in the second half, having fun, doing our job and having fun. We were flying around, we were having fun, and yeah, we shut out a Big Ten team. We aren't supposed to be here. We're a MAC team. You know what I mean? So just continue to have fun, and that's what we got to do next week.
Yeah. So obviously, just came from the locker room with the guys. A lot of coaches and players disappointed with the result tonight. Did not play well enough to win this football game. And I think, one of the things that we talked about to our players and also to our staff, there were moments in tonight's game where there were flashes and splash plays. We made some really big plays, offense, defense, and special teams, to show, I think a lot of what we've seen during training camp, who we can be. But way too many errors, mental mistakes, critical errors, putting the ball on the ground, poor decision making, that really, poor coaching decisions by me. And so we're going to grow and get better from this. I think one of the things that, I was most proud of is we played for 60 minutes. They fought for 60 minutes. They never gave up. I challenged them at halftime. We were down 21-0. It's easy, to look at the scoreboard and feel some type of way and really come out with no energy. But I said, it's a great opportunity. We got a whole half to play, 30 minutes left. It's 0-0. Let's go out and attack the second half and just play one play at a time and see where things fall. And I thought that they did that. We came out and started fast in the second half. Just weren't able to get anything going after, the defense got to stop and offense drives down, and then we don't get any points until late in the fourth quarter. But again, for us to get a couple of turnovers in the second half, defense gave up 0 points in the second half. There were multiple 3-and-outs. We got, I think, four sacks in the game, 2 turnovers, two turnovers, and then the pick 6 by Tate was really big. We come back and get the onside kick, and so I think that gives our players and our locker room some encouragement as we go into next week. We got a lot of things that we can clean up, but they were very positive in the locker room. I was proud of the mindset and how they played, but a lot that we can be better at.
Coach, what can you say about this team's ability to sort of flip the switch at halftime, of put that 21-0 deficit behind and come away essentially with a 6-2 half in their favor at the end?
Yeah, I don't think any of us are happy with that result. Either way, first half or second half. To be honest with you, we're better than we played, and you saw moments of that. I thought we responded well coming out of halftime. I did to our challenge, and we attacked the second half, and we played better in the second half than we did in the first half. To me, where we've got to be more mentally tough and respond to adversity is we come out, we get the ball first, we go right down the field and put together a really good drive offensively. We get in plus territory. I decided to go for it on fourth down instead of kicking a long field goal there, and we turn it over on downs. They get the ball on offense and then go right down and score, and it's, a big swing momentum-wise. And I felt from that moment we didn't have, we came out with great energy and intensity, right focus. We had a really good week of preparation. They wanted this game. They prepared hard for this game. It meant a lot to our guys to play well in this game. And so they're disappointed as anybody in themselves than anybody else can be. And so, I think we've got to respond to adversity better after we go down 7-0, just continuing to play. And that's where we're going to continue to grow and get better and learn. And I think that all of game one, every game one you play in, you hope that one of the biggest jumps is from game one to game two. Well, we've got a great opportunity to do that. And, I like the mindset of our players post-game, just in terms of they were bought in, really ready to attack the next week, and addressed and admitted we didn't play like us tonight.
You mentioned a couple different aspects of, how you guys can try and get better moving forward. What sort of, maybe one of those first things you guys are really going to try to hone in on as you get set for week 2 in North Texas?
Yeah, I think, one of the biggest things in all three phases is just being disciplined to do my job. We had more mental errors and critical errors in big moments, or situational football that cost you football games that we have not had. And whether it was trying to do too much because we get down 7-0, 14-0, then 21-0. I did feel that at times, like some guys were pressing to try to make a play, trying to do too much, and just focusing on that play, doing my job, trusting the guy next to me to do his job. So we've got to clean up the mental errors. I told our staff and our players this. I believe in what we're doing. I know we're on the right track. We've got the right players. I truly believe that, and we're gonna get better from this experience. But we have to believe and double down on our standards and know that what we're doing works. But we have to be focused when it comes to game day and not let the bright lights or being down certain number of scores try to make you press.
You mentioned some of the explosive plays and, again, those flashes that you guys are excited to see. Again, I know it's a very small moment or very small moments throughout the game, but just to kind of have those, just to kind of see what this team could be, what this team can possibly be. Just, again, I know it's a down time, but just to kind of take away those moments, just how excited that still makes you guys about what the season holds.
Yeah. It's hard to say this sitting here right now, and the way that I feel, didn't coach well enough or have our team prepared well enough to come in and really give ourselves a chance. We made way too many mistakes, but I'm excited about the future of this season and this season, who we can be. But we've got to work and grow every single day and come in and continue to get better. And it's the consistency to just do your job every single play. We can't have one great play and then 2 or 3 bad plays. It winds up, it costs you the ball game like it did tonight. But I hope, our fans saw that they fought. I thought they represented the Broncos and Western Michigan very well. Nobody is happy with that result. Us fans, everybody's upset right now if you're a Bronco, but I hope, our fans and supporters saw how hard our kids fought, but also saw the flashes and glimpses of who we can be, the talent that we do have if we come together and continue to get better and lock in as we move forward.
Here, was the plan for each quarterback to get a whole half, and how did you feel each of them did?
Yeah, well, I thought both quarterbacks showed and played really well at times. They made some really good plays, and I think that they both showed why we're playing 2 quarterbacks and, why they both earned the right to play for us in this game. I thought Brady played well. Took us down on the first drive, made some really good throws, made some really good decisions. He also made some bad throws and some bad decisions. I thought Brock came in the second half and really, he took us down very similar to Brady. Very first drive of the second half, he takes us right down the field. And again, we don't get any points out of it. But tough, physical competitor. He made some really good plays, made a couple of decisions, that he wants back that we need to clean up. But both of those guys played really well. I thought, our tight ends played well in the run game and pass game. And then I thought our wideouts made some plays. We got a bunch of new faces there. I think they showed some flashes. We have to continue to grow that group and continue to be consistent there. And then on the defensive side of the ball, you saw Nadeem Tucker. He flashed tonight, the 2 sacks, his presence off the edge was felt. I think, James Camden and Sefa at linebacker made some plays in the second half, didn't make enough plays in the first half and play downhill enough in the first half, but I thought that they really reset it in the locker room. Coach O'Leary and our defensive staff made some adjustments, and in the second half you saw those show up, and then in the secondary, Tate played really well.
And in terms of, you kind of got it there with the receivers and the tight ends, but I guess what can you guys do more to help them out in terms of, I think, some new pieces on the offensive line and kind of getting the run game going forward? I guess what do you kind of look at in that? And I know you haven't looked at the film or anything, but what do you kind of feel like you need to get going there?
Which group did you say? I'm sorry.
Sort of the offensive line and the run game, and kind of how that can get the quarterback some more advantageous situations and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that our O-line tonight, we saw some issues up front from protection standpoint and even run game standpoint, quarterbacks under duress. I think they had 4 sacks tonight against us. We had 4 sacks against them. Too many sacks, too many hurries, too many, quarterback hits and pressures. So we've got to clean those things up. We've got to evaluate the film and see who played well, who, needs to get an opportunity to play more. And we're going to continue to build competition at that position. I think, listen, we have so many new starters and faces on this football team. There were so many unknowns coming into this game. Training camp, we were really excited about the pieces that we had, but we knew that, we were going to have to grow and bond and go through some tough adversity and some hard moments and really some failure to really come together as a team and be who we want to be. And so with the offensive line, so many new starters up front, we knew we were going to take some lumps early, and we got to continue to grow and get better. We'll evaluate what we need to do from that standpoint in terms of how we can help them from a scheme standpoint.
Coach, as a veteran on the defense and seeing what he's able to do, how does Tate exemplify what you guys want to be defensively, and to see him push at the end, make those big plays? What goes into that?
Yeah, I love Tate like a son, and he was one of the first guys as I got hired as head coach who committed and chose to play for the Broncos, and so he has done an excellent job from the day that he's come in, buying in, being committed, being a great leader, and really is who he is every single day. He is a pro in his work ethic and his approach. He's a great teammate. He leads by example, but he also helps encourage and hold others accountable. And so, as I said, this game, meant a lot for all of us, but it meant a lot more for him. Having graduated from Michigan State, having grown up, coming to football games here, his family playing here, his sister playing here, it meant a lot for him. And so for him to have a huge game, I think he led us in tackles with 9 tackles. He had the pick 6 there. That was a special moment, a really cool moment, a full circle moment, and one that he'll never forget, and I'm glad that he was able to get. And also, I really think that gave our team some life and energy there in a deflated time.
You mentioned Tucker on defense. I was just curious, what about him tonight made him so impactful? What have you seen from him throughout fall camp that sort of resulted in the performance like this? Because Michigan State was doing some rotating at tackle, and it seemed like both options struggled to contain him.
Yeah, I think Michigan State's offensive line probably feels like our offensive line has for all of training camp. He's hard to block. He's a transfer who came in, didn't have spring ball with us, but came in the summer. And you want to talk about a guy that I'm very proud of, that has grown and matured and come in and just worked and been a great teammate and a great leader in a short period of time. It's Nadeem Tucker. He really came in and embraced this team, this culture, and wanted to be a part of doing something special. He's been humble and hungry. He's worked hard, and he's just done a really nice job embracing the technique and fundamentals, the things that we're teaching and asking them to do. And I think a lot of guys on defense have done that, and they have fed off of that. They are able to watch players like, Tate Hallock and, some guys, Josh Franklin, and guys who've made a lot of plays for us that have been in the culture. And so Nadame, really proud of the night he had. I think he showed flashes of who he can be. But just like everybody else we've talked about, all three phases, Nadame and Tate, have to be more consistent in what we do, play in and play out.